Yeah, I'm just talking here. We're rolling
We're
along.
just saying
Bear with
words.
us. I'm just
We're
saying
just
words that are coming out of my mouth. I think a lot of people are going to be happy about this one. This one feels overdue, but I feel like some of their peers and the people that have had kind of this global superstardom in kind of the new wave pop arena, and that would be INXS. They have been eligible for induction since the mid-2000s, and they are really starting to feel like a glaring omission from the Rock Hall. Yeah, I have to say, Australia seems pretty underrepresented at the Rock Hall. There are the Bee Gees and AC/DC, and that's about it.
Yeah.
There might be some other Australians in there somewhere. But, someday I would love to be talking about a Nick Cave induction or a Kylie Minogue induction, but until then, I think INXS would be a fantastic choice. The simmering anthemic rock of the late Michael Hutchence and his bandmates is undeniable, and it's absolutely Hall of Fame level. Let's talk about their career a little bit, from early records like Shabu Shuba, including the timeless anthem Don't Change. And if you haven't heard that song lately, I encourage you to go look it up and play Don't Change. That is an incredible song that I can hear being played at a ceremony. Going on to their fully formed global smash Kick from 1987 with, of course, the major hits Need You Tonight, Never Tear Us Apart, Devil Inside, etc. This Sydney outfit melded funk, horns, and a punchy energy, selling 50 million records worldwide. Unfortunately, tragedy, of course, took the charismatic Hutchence away from us in 1997. But a Rock Hall induction would be a nice bookend to the INXS story.
Absolutely.
They are my third pick, INXS.
I love them. I mean, obviously, just being a Gen Xer and that being that era. And of course, we were all in love with Michael Hutchence, because how could you not be? He was like the second coming of Jim Morrison. He is, but maybe a little more cuddly and approachable. And I cannot recommend enough. There was a documentary that came out a few years ago called Mystify about Michael.
Yeah.
In just his story, and it was just, it was heartbreaking and sad, and also amazing. I felt like I got to actually know him as a person. Cannot recommend it enough.
And I want to give a shout out. I know that there is the Induct INXS campaign out there. A major shout out to them. And I know Michael's sister also is active on social media talking about Michael. And,
absolutely. And, we love our Australian brothers and sisters. That's still one of our highest downloaded episodes. We did an episode about Australia, and we did an episode about Canada, our Canadian brothers and sisters who we love as well.
Absolutely.
But yeah, absolutely, INXS, you'd love to see it. And it feels like, in a way, I know this is a weird correlation, like George Michael getting in a way, because I'm thinking of MTV era.
You know who I think about? I think about like Depeche Mode.
Sure.
I mean, you would certainly hear both Depeche Mode and INXS on First Wave on Sirius XM, right? I think certainly played side by side on the LA station K-Rock.
Yeah.
Certainly INXS and Depeche Mode could sit next to each other. I think with Depeche Mode going in, even like if we're talking about that era. But one other thing I want to say too is I love when bands take a big chunk of influence from Roxy Music.
Yeah.
And I think Roxy Music and INXS, you can draw a pretty clear line stylistically in terms of just their sound and just there's a sort of, lounge lizard, debauched, but still gonna continue living the way they live, unapologetically vibe. But I think you could really tie a line between Roxy Music and INXS.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Just as much as you can tie Roxy Music to the Smiths in some ways.
Well,
and maybe
for sure. Just
ways.
sort of that classy, sophisticated, debonair kind of rock, too.
But even just the bombast, right?
Sure.
T-Rex to INXS, I think you could also draw a line. But anybody that went out there and just wanted to be a rock god and go out there and be charismatic, what the kids call Riz... now.
Is that a thing?
It's like, Grandpa, stop using the hip lingo of the day.
I'm so old. I'm like, I haven't even heard that. Usually I'm the one imparting the mad knowledge.
If Michael Hutchence came along today, I think the kids would say he has Riz to spare.
Nice.
So,
well, and I
onward.
also, and I feel like maybe I'm getting this wrong, but I don't think I am. I believe Michael was, because he was dating Kylie Minogue. I think he was the one that put her in touch with Nick Cave to do that Wild Roses song.
I think you may be correct about that story.
So it's like a little nugget of rock history. We can thank Michael Hutchence for that.
Yeah,
Beautiful,
certainly.
beautiful song.
We miss Michael greatly.
We do. He was wonderful.
I love the idea that we could go see INXS at our local arena. You know, they would still be big.
Oh, absolutely.
They'd be like Depeche Mode we just saw, or, you know, bands of that era like The Cure. The one other last thing I'll say about INXS is I still have one of my, of course, they're all old now. I have an iPod that I listen to when I travel and stuff, and I have INXS on there. And it'll land on any INXS song, and every song I hear is fantastic.
Yeah, it still
There's
sounds
not a bad
so
song.
new.
There's a song called Falling Down the Mountain, and it's like, I forgot about this song, and the song is incredible. It's like, man, they are just so fantastic, and you really do feel for the rest of the band.
Yeah, of course.
And I really feel like a Rock Hall honor, it's not only fitting for them, and not only do they deserve it, I think, like I said, it would be so great for the rest of the guys in the band, and it would be so great for Michael's family. And I don't think there would be too many people that are gonna push back on an INXS Rock Hall induction.
I think that's so true for a lot of the people on our list where, you know, like Aaliyah, like let's let her story end in triumph.
Sure,
let's let INXS's story end in triumph and happiness and have a happy note. There are a lot of, you know, Fishbone even, like, let's let their story, because, like, they're basically broke, even though they're talented and amazing and, you know, so important, they're, like, broke, because no one knows about them. And it's like, let's give respect and just honor and joy to their names, a lot of these people, so...